Hey y'all, welcome back. As promised, I told you I was coming with Cuisines with Queen, and I am here. Today I'm going to be making homemade turkey burgers and gravy, and the gravy will be homemade, of course, for those people that do not know how to make a gravy from scratch. Also, we're going to have homemade mashed potatoes, and also we have Brussels sprouts on the side. So stay tuned, and I'll go and gather our ingredients, and I'll get back with you. Okay, welcome back. Okay, so what I have so far is I have 2 pounds of ground turkey. I have 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, a half a tablespoon of accent seasoning. I have 1 tablespoon of nature seasoning. I have 1 tablespoon of barbecue sauce, and I have like a half a tablespoon of fresh minced garlic. So what you do, and let me tell you this, the reason that it is so much of this is because when you get turkey meat, and I'm going to be putting it in while I'm talking to you, when you buy turkey meat, it is very bland. Okay, so you do have to kind of kick the notch up on this right here. So it does look like a lot, but it's really not. But like I said, make sure that you use the powders, not the salts. If you use the salts, honey, it's going to take you away. Do you understand me? Like your whole mouth is going to fall off, and that's not what you want. Okay, now those of you who do not know what nature seasoning, it is an all-purpose seasoning. You can use it in your eggs, you can use it in your vegetables, anything like that. It has like a combination of salt, pepper, a little bit of lemon zest, celery seed, what else is in there? A little bit of paprika, salt. Just a little bit, just a little bit, but not a whole bunch. But like I said, it's an all-purpose seasoning, and you can use it for almost anything. Like I said, vegetables, steaks, grills, all that good stuff like that. And it's everything. Like I said, you can find it in Food Lion. You can find it in Walmart. Okay, that's what you can do. Okay, now y'all know if I was not shooting today, I would be with my hands all up in this bowl because I'm at home, and this is me cooking for my family. Okay. But for recording purposes, I'm going to make sure I use a spoon, okay? Now, people might be looking like, why do you have the little bit of drop of barbecue sauce in there? And it is Sweet Baby Ray's, by the way. That is my favorite brand of barbecue sauce. I love it a lot. When I put it in my burgers, it makes them extra tender. Turkey meat is already tender as it is. But whenever you add that, it takes it to like another level. Now, also, what you can do, like I put fresh garlic in mine. Now, if you don't want to put fresh garlic inside your burgers, you don't have to. But I also put that, and I also put a little bit of sweet purple onion in there. So I already have some chopped up, so I'm just going to put just a little bit. Like I said, this is optional. If you do not want to, you don't have to. But like I said, when you get turkey meat, you got to kind of kick it up a little notch. Kick it up a notch a little bit. Okay, because it is a little bland. So now this is what I do for my food. I'm not a big taster, I'm a big smeller. If I cannot smell my food, it is not good enough for me. Okay, so smell it, smells really good. I can smell everything that I put in there, all that. So what I'm getting ready to do now is I'm getting ready to patty everything up for you. And like I said, it can get a little bit sticky. Let me see that plate, sugar. It can get a little bit sticky, but like I said, I'm home, okay? If you're cooking it for somebody else, a big party or something like that, of course, put on your gloves and patty it up. But if not, I don't do little small burgers. And mind you, they will shrink down a little bit. So just nothing to it, just a nice little bowl and roll. And I got my water running just in case I need to wash my hands. I don't want to get the sink dirty, okay? Bowl it, roll it, and flatten it out, okay? So I'll do this until all of my mixture is done and patty out. Now, when I come back, I will show you how I get them fried up in the pan, and then we'll go from there as far as making our gravy. Okay? I'll see y'all when I get back. So now that I got all of my burgers rolled out, it made roughly about 10. Maybe one's like a little off size, but that's all right. But I don't like small burgers. I like a decent sized burger. And like I said, they're super tender and they're really, really good. So they're going to go fast. So like I said, I got about 10 of them out of 2 pounds of ground turkey. Remember, ground turkey does not really stretch out like hamburger meat does, but that's why I got 2 pounds of it. So now the next thing that I do, I have this Copper Chef. It's awesome. Like one of my besties got me one of these. I just love him so much. I can do anything with it. It's no different than cooking on the stove with a regular pan. It's just super easy to clean up, super easy to wipe out, and then it's really good for you guys to see demonstration wise as well. So what I'm gonna do is, like I said, turkey burgers, they're not they don't make like their own oil like hamburger meat does. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of oil inside my pan. Now I have vegetable oil, but if you want to use grapeseed oil or olive oil, you can do that too. It's totally up to you. Okay, so we should be sizzling when I put them down, which is good. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get them all inside the pan. And this is another thing, it can really hold like a really nice amount of burgers in here. If you're trying to cook for like a nice amount of people and you want to cook fast, you can run them in and run them out. Okay, now mind you, in this same pan, we're going to fry our burgers, and then we're also going to make our gravy in this pan and everything else to go with the mashed potatoes whenever I get to that part. And those have already been on the stove and they've already been boiling already. I'm going to cut up my heat just a little bit. They've already been boiling, so they're already ready. So whenever I come back, like I said, I want to, when I come back, I'll show you what those look like all strained off and what I put in my mashed potatoes. And I'll tell you different kind of variations that you can do. So while these are sizzling, I want them to get nice and golden brown on each side. Now mind you, there is going to be things that fall off the burger. That is what you want for your gravy. When you're making your gravy from scratch, whatever is left in the pan, it makes the best gravy. So we're just going to let that sizzle down and move this kind of out of the way. Then I'll bring my mashed potatoes back and I'll show you what I do for mine. And we'll be checking on our burgers, you know, off and on as we do other things, okay? So y'all see y'all in a sec. Okay, so I'm back. So now our burgers are already going. So I've already flipped them one time so they're getting nice and golden brown. And like I said, watch them because you do not want to burn them. So we'll flash back over there and I'll show you what those look like. But in the meantime, I've already gotten potatoes already. And these is about maybe 7 of a medium-sized potato like this. Only thing I did was cut it in half and then cut that half into about maybe 3 more. If you want to do whole red potatoes, you most definitely can. If you want to peel off the skin, you can, but the skin is super healthy. So this is what I have is red potatoes, and I did not peel off my skin, but I did dice mine down so they would cook a lot faster because we're hungry. Now mind you, this whole meal that I'm making, it takes no more than like 40 minutes tops to make everything, and that's prepping, cooking, and that's what you do on time management too. Mind you, whenever you are doing, whenever you're cooking, you try to get your meat going first, and that's what we did. Our sides cooked super easy, but for recording purposes, I went ahead and had some of these things already done. So now mind you, you see down in my pot, I do have here my red potatoes, and I just use my whisk. They're super soft. Now, I use 2 sticks of Lando Lakes, and it is real. And yes, this is how I do mine. Now, mind you, if you don't want to use this much butter, you do not have to use this much butter. Okay? But this is how I make mine because I'm at home and I'm cooking. I told you this is how I cook. Everybody wants to know why is my food so good. It's the butter. Okay? And it can't be knockoff. It has to be like real butter. Okay? Just kind of get that in there going. And then what I also like to use is I like to use the nature seasoning. Like I told you, my all-purpose seasoning. That's your salt. That's your pepper. Now, I'm an eyesider, but roughly for those that do not measure, about a tablespoon of nature seasoning. Or if you want to do salt and pepper to taste, you can do that as well. I like to use pink Himalayan salt. It's a whole lot more healthier than white kosher salt is. It has different minerals and stuff like that in it for your body. If you know me, I'm all on this healthy lifestyle, healthy living. So, this is nice and creamy. Now, that's what it's supposed to be like, okay? We're gonna let that go. I ain't gonna just keep on beating that down like that. I'm gonna let that go. Okay. But like I said, I do like my potatoes really creamy. Now, what you can do, you have either or option. If you want to put sour cream in yours, you can. If you want to put cream cheese in yours, you can. They both make it super creamy. No problem at all. I have cream cheese here. I'm just going to put just a little bit of dollop in there because I do have a nice amount of butter in here. So I know it's nice and creamy. Okay. So whenever I say a nice amount, I'm looking at maybe 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons worth. Now, like I said, I do this. I cook and I do this. So I'm just going to side it. Okay. Okay. You can't beat that. That's pretty good right there. Okay. Get that incorporated in there. Now, when I say that these are so good and so creamy, they super are. Now, if you want to get fancy and you want to put some chives in it, you can. If you want to put shredded cheese in it, you can. Okay. If you want to put fresh garlic in it, you can even have garlic mashed potatoes. You don't have to use red potatoes. You can use Yukon. You can use yellow potatoes. You can use russet potatoes. But like I said, I like the red potatoes because they're a whole lot healthier for you. And like I said, the skin is good for you. So these are our mashed potatoes. Nice, creamy, That's what they're supposed to look like, okay? Now, this is from scratch. You see them lumps? It's because I mashed them myself, okay? Now, if they don't have lumps in it, that means it's straight out the box. And I'm not knocking the box, but I'll show you one day how to kick up the notch on a box recipe if you do not want to spend time cutting down potatoes. But that's another episode, okay? So now, while that's happening, I want to I skipped over my Brussels sprouts. I already put those on. I love Brussels sprouts. You can make them any kind of way. Now, I cut off the tips and I cut them in half and I cut them again. So I have 4 pieces off of one round Brussels sprout. I just like to put a little bit of water in the pan, let them steam with some butter, a little bit of nature seasoning, and I like sesame oil. If you do not know what sesame oil is, it's like an Asian oil and it looks like this. Boom. Okay? You can put a little drip in there, but it smells so good. They use it at different Oriental restaurants, Asian restaurants, stuff like that. But I like it because it gives a little snap to my Brussels sprouts. So if you want to come over here, I'll show you what those are looking like right now. We have those simmering down, and this is what we're looking like right now. Okay. You got them in here with a little bit of water, and I also cut up a little bit of butter. Like I said, nature seasoning. If you don't want to do the nature seasoning, you want to do the straight salt and pepper, you can do that. Like I said, try the pink Himalayan salt. It really steps the notch up on your food, and it's really, really good. So that's still steaming down. And as you see, our burgers here need to be flipped. But they're looking really good, nice and golden brown. I'm going to flip them again. And like I said, you see that brown that's in the bottom of that pot? That is what we're going to be using to make our gravy with, okay? So when I come back, our burger should be about done, and we can kind of jump into the gravy portion of it, okay? I'll see y'all when I get back. Y'all, okay, so I'm back. So our turkey burgers are done. As you can see, they're nice and golden brown. Now, I don't want you to be alarmed about what is in the bottom of the pan. That is what you're going to need for your gravy. So what we do is we're going to turn down our heat just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and take these out, okay? And put them to the side. Now, mind you, these are going to go back inside the gravy after we make it, okay? Put them on out of there. Put those. Okay, so we got our burgers to the side. Now, what's in the bottom of this pan, you want to go ahead and add a little bit of water to it. We're going to cut our heat back up so we can go ahead and figure out what is going to be the consistency of our gravy. Okay. Turn it this way. Okay. Crank that on up. I want all of that scraped up off the bottom of the pan. I want all of that. All of that is my seasoning. Now, to this, I'm going to end up adding flour. I got a half of a sweet yellow onion. I have like maybe another tablespoon and a half of fresh garlic. And I also have cut red peppers, yellow peppers, and orange peppers. And they're the sweet peppers. Okay, you can find them in Sam's Club, the mini provolone peppers. They are freaking awesome. And the bag goes a long way. I mean, you can put them in anything. You never like run the bell peppers and stuff like that. Now look what we got going. Okay, we got a little boil going on, okay? And all of the stuff that was on the bottom of the pan, it came up, okay? And that's what I wanted, because that's where my seasoning is going to come in. Now, mind you, when you're making gravy, you cannot stop stirring. You understand me? Especially whenever you start working with the flour of it. Because, see, sometimes I'll add butter to mine with my flour. Because when you want to make a true roux, it's made with butter, flour, and heavy cream. If you want to make that kind of roux. So we got this going on. I'm going to add a little bit more water to it. Okay. Now, I don't have a specific amount of flour measured out, but like I said, you add the flour to adjust your consistency. So I just like to sprinkle some in, and like I said, this is when your arm got to come in because you got to get your whisk going, honey. Now I'm going to increase my heat a little bit because I want it to go ahead and come up to the consistency that I want, so I can start adding in my peppers and onions and all that good kind of stuff like that. Now, I did not add any kind of gravy browning in here or any of that, okay? All of this is just straight natural. And if you see, it's getting thicker. Excuse the loudness of the whisk, but if you see, it's getting thicker. But I don't want to stop stirring because I want my flour to go ahead and dissolve down into my mixture, okay? So it's getting nice and thick. But mind you, I had 10 burgers. So whenever we make my stuff, I like to put a little bit of gravy on top of mine, so I like to make a little bit more gravy than normal, okay? So I'm going to add a little bit more sprinkle, because most of that is done, and this will probably be up. Like I said, you adjust the flour according to what it is that you like, okay? If you want it thicker, that's fine. If you want it thinner, then that's fine too. Like I said, do not stop stirring. Add a little bit more water to this. You're looking like, what in the world? But that's how it goes. Let me tell you something. Gravy is serious, okay? I take my gravy seriously. And yes, I put this into everything that I do, whether I'm catering or I'm cooking for my family, my daughter, or something like that. Honey, this is what I do. I make sure that that gravy gets in there, okay? It looks really good, though. Now, while I'm still stirring, I'm going to go ahead and start adding in my onions. Now, mind you, this stuff right here is going to season your gravy. Still keep stirring because as it gets hotter, that flour will dissolve, okay? I got my fresh garlic. Keep stirring it. And my peppers. That's what your gravy's supposed to be looking like right now, okay? I'm about to go to work on this gravy. I got to go to work on my recipe. It smells really, really good. I can smell the garlic. I can smell the onions. I can smell all of that. Now, mind you, some of this stuff that's floating is not flour. Mind you, I put a tablespoon and a half of fresh garlic in there too. And I didn't get the garlic that comes out the store. That's like in the oil or in the water. I mean, you can use it if you want, but I'm gonna tell you this, like these fresh ingredients are like the way to go. Like that's where it's at. At least you know what you're getting. See, all that is that good garlic. Okay. It smells really good. I really wish you could smell it. Now, while that's going, and it's getting this good bubble on, because I'm Southern, I like to put a little bit of dollop of butter in there. And yes, I did say it, because this is my recipe. Ooh, and our Brussel sprouts are done. We were just steaming those up. I'm gonna put a little drop of butter in there. And like I said, it's Land O'Lakes. That's my people. They all Indian and stuff on the front. It's just me. It gives just a little richer taste for me, and this is how I'm living. You don't have to put any butter inside your gravy, but like I said, that is what actually goes inside a whole gravy from scratch. It would be the flour, it would be your butter, it would be either your heavy cream. If you're making a brown gravy, now when you use the heavy cream, it makes like a white gravy, but I wasn't. You see, I made a brown gravy today. Now, mind you, I did not color this. I didn't put nothing in it. That's why I said the stuff on the bottom of the pan is what you need. Okay. Now, my gravy is what it is. Now I'm just going to put my burgers back inside the gravy, and I'm just going to let it simmer. And it's going to make it nice and soft. Now, when I come back, I will go ahead and plate this up for you, and I will let my daughter and one of my homegirls taste this up, and you can kind of see their reactions. If it's nasty, they will say it's nasty, but, you know, we don't worry about that, honey. You know, we know that's going to be good, honey. Now, you want the turkey burgers to sit there for like maybe at least another, I'll say I'll let them simmer for at least another 10, 15 minutes because I want the flavor from the turkey and the turkey burgers to finish flavoring the rest of my gravy, even though it's already seasoned. You understand what I'm saying? It's going to pick all of that up. Flip everything over so it's nice and coated, and I'm just going to cover it up, okay? And turn it down just a little bit, so it can nice and simmer. I don't want it to cook too fast because I don't want my burgers to burn or any of that. And it will be nice and tender, okay? And then you just get our top back on there. And we are ready to go. So like I said, when I come back, I will go ahead and plate everything that I made, which is the turkey burgers and the gravy and the homemade mashed potatoes. They were red potatoes, and the Brussels sprouts that I made as well. And I'll let you see my daughter and my homegirl taste it. So, and I'm back, and voila, this is what you have. Okay, this is it plated. Those are Brussels sprouts, our turkey burgers, our homemade red potatoes with the peppers and onions and stuff on top of it. Of course, with a little bit of lemon garnish, with some pink lemonade, fresh lemon. And I'm gonna let my daughter come over here and taste this. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. So like I said, it takes about 30, 45 minutes to make this entire meal from beginning to the end. one day I'm gonna make a full show, like from beginning to end, and no cuttings and all that. But I want y'all to kind of get the concept of what I'm making, so you can see anybody can cook anything. It's super easy. It's all about the ingredients and the seasonings that you use. Like I say, try to get organic. Try to get fresh. If you can grow your own herbs, please do that. If you can buy organic herbs, get those as well. They help out a whole lot. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have my daughter come over here and get her taste on, and I'm going to switch places with her so you can see her reaction. She can tell you how it is. All right, hold on. Hold on. Come on, sugar. Oh.
Boom. I'm here.
Okay, that's my child with her bonnet on. Bless her soul. But, you know, hey, like I said, we are home. Okay. So I'm going to let her taste this and see what she thinks about it.
I want this first.
I cannot deal with her. It's tender.
Yeah, you see that? Yeah, get that in there. You see that? Pinky's up. Oh.
Come on, boo. Not with your mouth open.
Girl.
So, like I said, that right there was dinner, and this is Cuisines with Queen. And I wanted you guys to kind of come into my house a little bit and see what I do on a more, you know, intimate level with the kid. Like I said, you do still have people coming. She is just eating it up. I'm gonna need you to come get this camera back so I can talk to them before I get off of here. Come on, switch me. Oh no, she did not take the food. Yes, she did. She took the food, y'all. Okay. But like I said before, I'll be trying to shoot at least 3 shows a week, sometimes more. We'll have a little bit of everything. We'll have ways to kick up box cuisines, like, you know, whether you go buy hamburger helper. Like, let me tell you something. I can do something to some hamburger helper out that box with my extra fresh ingredients and stuff like that and smash that on up for you. So I can do stuff like that. We're going to do meals on a budget, you know, for those people that don't have the most money, but you still want to have a really, really good meal that's filling. We'll have a little bit of everything. And like I said, we'll have guests coming on here, not only cooking with me, but they'll also be sharing their own recipes and things like that. So you guys have a lot to look forward to. This show has been truly a long time coming. Everybody knows that cooking is truly everything to me. So sometimes patience is truly a virtue. You know, sometimes whenever you try to rush to do something, you know, you set yourself back. So with me, I tried to make sure that I took time with this, and, you know, I was able to give to you the information that you needed with me also being comfortable, because I'm not big being on camera, but, you know, that's all getting ready to change, honey, because I'm going to have to step into my next plateau, you know. Thanks for watching my video, guys. Cuisines with Queen. Please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit the notification bell. And if you have any ideas or things that you want to see on my show, please make sure that you comment down below. Until then, stay blessed, stay positive, and I'm out.